I've been to Harlem, I've been to Dover. Have you had a chance to check out my video showing how to teach the game to kids? It's such a fun game. Now, I've been to Harlem. Did you notice that the word is spelled a little weird? H-A-R-L-E-M. Harlem is a city in Holland. And actually, one of the original versions of the song, the one that was written down first, is I've been to Holland, I've been to Dover. And we started singing it Harlem, a different version of the song, which makes it really funny. When this song made it to New York and kids in New York City were singing, I've been to Harlem, they really thought that it was H-A-R-L-E-M. And you can still see versions of the song all over the place that are spelled that way. I've been to Harlem, I've been to Dover, and Dover is a city in England. I want to teach you a lot about the song in the melody and the rhythm. Let's go ahead and get started. We have sailing east, sailing west. Let's work on the rhythm. This song is great for teaching kids half note. I like to use this as a practice of half note, where the kids have already learned how to draw half note and recognize half note in songs. Have them clap it. Sailing east, sailing west, sailing over the ocean. If you have 8 beats up on the board, you can take these 6 words and pass them out to kids so that they're able to grab a card, walk on up, and you'll have one card put sail, another card in east, and if you have 6 kids, then they'll show them like this, and you can try it. Sailing east, sailing west. That doesn't sound right. Can anybody fix that? And someone would walk on up, and probably, if this is a practice lesson on half note, they'll have already seen this formation of beats where there's one extra beat. They'll probably only move it over 1 instead of moving it over 2. But let's go ahead and try this and clap it. Sailing east, sailing west. Is this beat a rest or are we still singing? You could ask, if this is a preparation lesson, what is our voice doing on this beat? And if it is a practice for half note, you could say, is this a rest or are we still singing? And someone will say we're still singing, and we put a hold line. What about this? Is it the same? And it's a hold line. Let's clap it with a clap slide for a half note. Sailing east, sailing west. Let's write down the rhythm. What is sail? Yeah, it's just a ta. What is een? Ta. Let's skip this for a second. What is sail? It's a ta. What is een? It's a ta. And what about one sound that lasts for 2 beats? One sound that lasts for 2 beats is a half note, a ta. Let's read it. Here we go. Ta, 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 ta. And this is a great opportunity to have kids read new half note rhythms. Let me fix this a bit. Now you can do this change in front of the kids so that they see you making the change, or this could be set up on a different board in front of the class, or you could just do this on a different day. But now you have kids put up a bunch of different rhythms like this to start with, and you have them read a completely brand new rhythm. Let's try it. Ready, go. Ta, 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 ti, ti, ta, ti, 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 ti. Now, when you have the kids make a new rhythm, it's really important with half notes to have bar lines. If you don't have bar lines, then you'll end up in a double bar line means the end. If you don't have bar lines, then there will be someone who will put a half note card here, and that's not how musicians do it. A half note cannot go across the bar line unless you have a ta tied to a top. Let me go ahead and move these so you would have kids take an opportunity to move any of these rhythms around. You could have 2 kids do it, or you could have 1 kid moving them around. It's totally up to you. And while kids are moving these around, I really enjoy singing the song. Sailing east, sailing west, sailing over the ocean. And once they're done with the song, then you go, here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Ta, 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 ti, ti, ta, ta, ti, 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 ta, ti, 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 ta, ta. You can choose whatever tempo you want. That was kind of fast. Have you ever seen those rhythm sticks that have a scrapey side? I have a pair right here. I always wonder what to do with the scrapey side. You can play them as rhythm sticks. Have you ever seen a pair of rhythm sticks like this? They're pretty popular on Musician's Friend or on Amazon or on West Music. I really like these because it gives you the option of a clap slide for half notes. You can pass out a pair of rhythm sticks and have them go ta, 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 ti, ti, ta, ta, ti, 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 ta, ti, 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 ta, ta. It's a great way for kids to play a half note. You could do metal instruments that ring a little bit longer, but this is a way for them to really experience that it's longer. Then you can have kids change it like this. Ta, 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 ti, ti, ta, ti, 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 ta, ta, ti, ti, ta. And I've shown these cards before. Of course, I just print these on cardstock. I made this using Microsoft Word. You could use any program where I just make a circle and I make a line and then I do a circle around it and then I put magnets on the back. They're super easy to make, and once you have made them, you have them forever. Of course, instruments takes a little bit of funding to be able to have musical instruments. Well, if you want to call rhythm sticks a musical instrument, but there you go. Now let's move on to melody. Whenever I start something in melody, I always like to use a tuning fork to make sure that I am in the right key. And I have the sound right here in my ear. And I could do it on the board. I'm not sure you could hear that. When you put it on the board, it resonates loudly enough for a class that is sitting quietly to be able to hear. And that right here in this song is a mi, and that means do is on this space. When I teach low la and low so, it's usually to 4th graders at my school in the way that I teach. And so they will have already learned a G clef and the fact that this is an F. So if your students have gotten to the spot where they know that this is an F because it's on a space, F-A-C-E spells face, then you would be able to go F equals do. Maybe that's not a place that your students would be at, but I just wanted to show you that sometimes I will write down what key we are in. So we have, I've been to Harlem, I've been to Dover. Would you try it with your body? I've been to Harlem, I've been to Dover. Oh, we have one of our brand new pitches. What pitch is this right here? Do, do, la, lo, la, and a step lower. I wonder what we call that new pitch. I will use this song today as a way that I would present low so. Let's do it that way. So we have do, do, la, do, do. If do is on a space, low la is on the space below it. So we have do, la. It's a skip lower. Let's keep going. I've been to Dover. I've been. Those are also on do, do, Do. I've been to do. That goes down to a low la. If do is on a space, low la is on a space below it. That would be way down here. I've been to Harlem. A step lower. But what is a step lower than a low la right here? It's on a line, a special kind of line called a ledger line. And I will often write this down, a ledger line. Do, do, la, Yes, it goes down to a ledger line. And what is a step below la? What about a step below low la? Yes, it's our brand new pitch. Low so. Of course, low so is something that you teach right after low la. It doesn't take much work, much preparation, because they already know la so, and now it's just la so. It's very easy for the kids to realize at this moment that it is just a continuous progression down the ladder. So we have do, do, la, so, and our brand new pitch is called low so. Another way to write it is so with a tick underneath it, just like we did with la, or just an S with a tick underneath it. So we have do, do, la, so, or do, do, la, so, do, do, la, so. Actually have the kids hold their hands out here. Now, some teachers use double hands. You could do that too. Do, do, la, so, do, do, la, so, low, so. Now, because of the camera, I need to do it about here. But in real life, when you're having kids do low, la, and low, so, I like to do it down below do. And do, I place right around my belly. So we have do, do, la, so, do, do, la, so. This is a great song for reviewing low so, or even for presenting low so. I sure hope you teach your students this song and game. It is so much fun to teach and to sing. You can teach rhythm with it, you can teach melody with it, and I use this song every year from 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. It's just a great game to play. And now you know some ways to use it to teach melody and rhythm. I'll see you next time right here in the music room where I teach you a new game and some things you can teach using the game. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.